Full jump complete. Running preliminary diagnostics. Expected irreversible damage to the Tycoon detected. We have not reached the exoplanet Remus. Tycoon primary sensors are picking up vast amounts of debris. Act with caution, Administrator. We must reach Remus.
Yeah, good. Good. Hello, monsters around here, and welcome back to Ixion, where I'm slowly drowning in my own mucus. Excuse me. Oh, God, it's awful. I've got such a bad cough. It just came on the last couple of days, and I'm literally dying, so I'll be editing out a lot of me just hacking up my lungs. So apologies if I miss anything. Anyway, so last time we did a little jump and we've ended up at the Etemenanki, or what's left of it apparently, because it's wreckage. And I will say that one of the things I love about this game is it's just dripping with atmosphere. And the fact that when you jumped in, it's just panned across, you can see the wreckage, and then you just get that sort of like low sort of thrum that it just feels so oppressive. And this, yeah, like this. And it just feels so like, it makes you tingle. Just makes you go, oh shit, we're fucked. Talking of fucked, we need to sort out our food problems. So, I'm going to get the algae farm. How much science do I have? 23. So we'll do that. And you know what? Should I do that first? Or Tech Lab? Because, right. So currently I get one science every 15 cycles? Every 30 cycles. Every 30 fucking cycles. Whereas if I'd got the tech, where the fuck the tech lab is, there it is. 3 units every 5 cycles, and that seems better to me. And it feels like maybe I should have got that first. Yep. Definitely should have got that first. In fact, all of this. I should have just researched all of this first. The fact I didn't. Yeah. Anyway, don't worry about that. We're going to do that first. We do have a slight food issue. I think we're generally okay, but we are going to have to shift some people around. So basically, anywhere we've got more than 500 people, we need to shift that, and only non-workers, to Sector 6. So we're going to shift, so we've got enough for, oh god, we can only shift, okay. Let's do 10 from there. And then Sector 2 to Sector 6, we'll do 10 there. And then we're fine. Should be fine. Should be fine. Sector 2 is a little bit sad. They're a little bit sad because...
Transfer complete.
I don't know, fuck it, who knows.
Administrator. A new request awaits your attention.
Got some people starving. I'm like, just guys, chill out. Chill out. Administrator, a sector is converted to the cult of the hull. This had a positive impact on the morale of the crew. The converts are waiting to hear opinion on their worship, sanctifying the Tycoon and its facilities. Does not directly violate any Dolos directives. Right, so you're going to have a cult worshipping Elon Musk. Yeah, suppress the fuck out of that. That ain't happening on my watch. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Right, we need to make this a high priority. Because we do not have enough food to feed the people here. I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure we'll be fine. Let's get that science ship over here.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Now, I did play a little bit of this. But I wasn't recording. So I lost a bit, which is a shame. Now, there's this big storm here, and this storm moves. Now, it seems to move whenever you complete a planet objective. And this will quickly destroy your ship, so you have to be very careful about how you deal with this. Now, we need iron. The more, the better. So, like, somewhere like there would be a good start, I think. So there we go. The people in Sector 6 will be fine once we've constructed this. What? Hello? The crew are encouraged by how many survivors we have brought aboard the Tycoon. The increased population reinforces the feeling that our goal of saving humanity is achievable. The new crew members woken from cryopods are now part of something bigger than themselves. More trust, which is good. And Administrator, by repatriating the settlers from the colonization test, you have silenced some of the voices that question your natural philanthropy. The crews are delighted to be reunited with their friends and crewmates. Some see it as a sign that humanity is not doomed to die in space. Beyond hope, it fills them with courage. More trust. As soon as the people in Sector 6 stop being shitty little dicks, we should be all good. So, soaking up some science there, which is good. That's what we want to make our research thing do more, which is nice. We need algae farms. I think that's what we need to do next. And also, we need to move to having just lots more. We need to rely on our waste more. We need to recycle more. Recycling is the future. And so, at the moment, we're not using a huge amount. So we've got a little bit of polymers there, which is fine. Polymer's not really the most useful thing, though. I think at the moment, I think we want alloys, to be honest. So what I'm thinking of doing is actually getting rid of this, doing some rejigging, and trying to get another couple of these waste treatment centres in this district. I think that's what we need to do. So, Tech Lab. So, 5 science every... So that's just going to be a big increase. Research speed is not... Research is always going to be... The amount of research we have is going to be our limiting factor. So actually, anything that increases research speed, actually not that useful. However, anything that gives us more research is very fucking useful. Definitely something we should have done long fucking before, eh? Anyway, initial reports indicate we have found the wreckage of the Etemenanki command center. The UN ship appears to have been attacked. Although the command center of the Etemenanki is heavily armored, the structure has suffered terrible bombardment. It appears as if something sliced through the larger superstructure of the Etemenanki. This must have dislodged the center and separated it from the rest of the ship. Numerous pieces of debris and corpses float around the ruin. We have located a breach within the armor plate that would allow us to get inside. Then by all fucking means, get in there. Get in there, my... Oh, nice. Very nice. So we want to collect as much iron as possible. You want to be mining everything. That is fine for the moment.
The probe has completed its scan.
Right, you've just found the iron there. We're also going down there to get that lot. That's good. Administrator, the debris fields we've entered is mostly comprised of corpses. The floating bodies bump against the hull and create sounds that reverberate throughout the Tycoon sectors. This is not proving beneficial for crew morale. DLS reports indicate that EVA crews are discussing their experiences working outside the Tycoon with their colleagues in mess halls, compounding the problem. Lovely. Right, Sector 6 is super fucking shitty. They are not happy boys. We only need, like, I want to say 70 there. 100 there. Probably need the most food here, just to be on the safe side. Also, we have run out of alloys. That's bad news, Bear. If we get like 50 here, that's probably fine. And then we always need alloys in Sector 6 because they're doing the repairs on the hull. So if the hull breaks, obviously things go bad. Well, things go south almost immediately. So we've got lots of iron down here, which is nice, and the mining ships are off to go and start mining that. The frozen room through which the Sensitives team has had to navigate are from a nightmare. Projectile damage covers most surfaces and there are signs of electrical fires having raged throughout the corridors. This is not to discount the ever-present grim sight of severed corpses. Upon entering the bridge, the team discover the bodies of the Commander-in-Chief and other officers. It appears they took their own lives. We must retrieve the Remus data. The Tycoon should be kept in close proximity to the command center. This will allow the Sensitives teams to use a station power via the retractable telescopic pole and access the center's terminals. Recover the coordinates then. Administrator, the Remus coordinates aren't here. As you know, Vol coordinates are incredibly complex algorithms that require advanced technology for their storage and application. We did identify a storage area within the command center where such equipment, perhaps including that stolen from the Protagoras, should have been held. It has been ripped away, shorn by cutting lasers, and taken. There is some small hope. A singular damage calculator terminal was found. Power supplied from the Tycoon has allowed us to access it. It appears that the Etemenanki's final moments, while they attempted to address the colossal damage done to their ship, the crew were able to identify and record the self-similar signature of their attacker as it withdrew. Perhaps they had hoped to later mount some sort of pursuit to recover the stolen coordinates of Remus. We are now in possession of that signature. It belongs to the Perennicy, a ship of the Black Market Society. This is where our hope fades. The few officers' logs we found that detail the attacks are terrifying. It seems highly likely that coordinates of Remus are now aboard the Perennicy. The Piranesi? Piranesi. Having processed the data we have found within the centre, and thanks to old recordings of now inactive distress signals, we've been able to locate other parts of the Etemenanki which have drifted across the system. We've got some science. I'm gonna soak up the science first. There we go, collecting science. So because if we were doing something else, we wouldn't be collecting the science. So we collect the science, then we can get all that lovely tech that I have not been doing. Can you imagine how much more technology I would have had if I had just researched those early techs? Just if I'd done this first. What do I mean? High risk experimentation field, tech lab. So I need that. To be honest, that's a lot of research just to get another 2 units. Oh, it reduces the time. I don't think that's worth it. We're going to go for the algae farm now. But still, now we're making 5... So basically we're making 1 science a cycle. Which means I would have made another, let's roughly say about 700 science by now. So we've got a summary of intelligence on the Perienses... the bad ship's attack. As the Etemenanki paused in the Crux system, it was surprised and attacked by the Perennicy. I'm going to call it the Perennicy. Reports indicate colossal casualties. The UN crew were able to find a flaw in the Perennicy's defense systems and managed to mount a boarding assault. The Perennicy responded by firing its main weapon before fleeing the system. The last survivors of the attack who could not enter cryonic pods either died from the cold or slowly asphyxiated in the days that followed. Fun. Let's determine the Etemenanki's previous mission objectives, although I can probably guess. We're using the probes now to sort of find the other areas of the Etemenanki. There'll be a bunch around here. There's also a couple of planets around here as well, so we'll find those as well. Stuff like... that one. By powering the command center, the sensitives team... Thank you. Was able to extract and analyze core mission data. The Etemenanki was a UN ship initially launched to find other exoplanets. Early data logs from their voyage indicated glaring lack of preparation to accomplish such a task. In the absence of an habitable exoplanet, they seem to have concentrated on the search for what the UN designated as enemies of humanity, Dolos and the Ashtananki Gantites. By boarding the Protagoras, the Etemenanki was able to locate Remus. Okay, we'll suck the science up from that. We found a bunch of other bits and pieces around here as well, including this planet, which will be... Oh, hello. Sorry. Hello.
Administrator.
Yes.
We have found the Piranesi signature stored in the Etemenanki's destroyed command center.
Good-o. Yeah, you can see the storm has...
Any other in our records. A formidable opponent, now in possession of the Remus coordinates. The eventual failure of the Tycoon's hull is inevitable.
Sorry, cut you off, didn't I? My bad. Hang on. Just looking for a thing. Maybe around here. Oh, there.
Have no
Sorry.
other choice but to confront the Piranesi.
Good.
Before we leave the system, we must find a way to develop an effective countermeasure strategy.
Yeah, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it? That would be a good idea. Right. So basically, each time we complete one of these, the storm will move further up. Now, it does have an end, and my plan is, I'm not entirely sure if this will work, but my plan is, if we can get enough science ships to sort of like do all of them at the same time, that might push the storm far enough away that we can then quickly sort of like, you know, get the hell out of Dodge. Because otherwise I don't really know what you can do about it, because your ships will be destroyed by the storm pretty quickly. Even if you've researched the tech to make them last longer, they don't last that long. So that's my strategy. With any luck, we don't explode. To be honest, if it all goes horribly wrong, I'll probably just start over anyway, so. Okay, so it's been a little while, but I've been researching hard. We've got the mega batteries, each one more obnoxious to place than the last, but these big boys will hold 840 charge, which actually for Sector 6 is almost what we need. Not quite though. Well, it says back up for 5 cycles. It's actually 4.9, but I guess it's close enough just as well because we can't actually fit anything else in here. Never mind. There's another one there. We do have some more battery packs down here as well, but this one's only going to do for 3.6, so fuck knows what I'm going to do with that. And this one is only 3.6 because we've got the algae farms as well, and food is looking okay. We're kind of stable, which I guess is fine. Obviously, if we have more people wanted to do something about that. However, I have 4 science ships. We've done the colonization over here. That was fine. And now we can see that the energy, weather, whatever the fuck that is now sort of over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to now start doing some of this research. So our sensors have located a section of the Etemenanki drifting in space. First reports indicate this wreckage was once the ship's engine room and reactors. We arrived at the site. Only 2 of the Etemenanki massive reactors remain. Initial reconnaissance revealed 3 pieces of interest: the thrusters, the engine room, and the engine supervision area. Investigate them thrusters, boy. All right, we've got the industrial zone. We have arrived at the ruined industrial zone. The view is intriguing. In addition to the general debris and bodies that float everywhere, there are large piles of previously molten metals that have solidified when the area was exposed to the vacuum of space. The zone has been ripped open, and much of the interior appears to have been blown away. The structural tears extend into a storage area full of suspended yellow particles. Let us... look for the source of the yellow particles. And the collapsed food section. Our sensors have located a section of the Etemenanki drifting in the vacuum of space. Our initial readings have registered a lot of organic debris. We are on site. This part of the Etemenanki was responsible for the ship's food production. Production was divided into 2 zones, vegetal and animal. We've identified a self-contained area generating a heat signature. The area is small, but it's not impossible that some survivors may be sheltering there. Let's investigate the vegetable zone. And then finally, our probe detects a signal originating from a chain of mountains that border an acidic ocean on P38. This is the Tesla crew. We are currently in orbit of P38. The planet possesses a highly corrosive atmosphere. There'll be little room for improvisation once we touch down. We establish a search protocol now. We do know that the signal is transmitting from beneath a mountain. Alternatively, we could focus on analysing material samples in order to improve our understanding of planets like P38. Let's perform a topographical analysis. Seems sensible. Right. So we can leave those all to tick away. So as long as we don't complete the area, I don't think the storm will sort of like overcome us. And what we need to do is make sure that all of our ships are docked before that happens. Because if they get caught in the space weather, they'll probably just die.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Okay, well, that's fine. Sector 1... oh, Sector 2. Sector 2. Oh, the legislative... oh, right, so that's inactive, so we're not getting the bonus from that at the moment, which means these guys are a little bit sad. Never mind. Research has been going very well. We've got the mess hall. It's been nice and updated, so we've got the... we can feed One food now feeds 50% more crew. We can actually get 100% more crew. We get the industrial enzymes at the crop farm, which is this one. So we get this one. We can then... But what I'm researching at the moment is the DLS center because people are really fucking shitty. So I need the total monitoring to keep them monitored, basically. They're getting shitty about all kinds of things, and trust is dropping. But that's only because this is on auction. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, fix it, fix it. There we go. See, now Sector 6 is just shitty, and it's generally fine. Once we get some research, it'll be sorted. Don't worry about it.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, the collapsed food. Oh, look at that. Food, cryopods, and science. Hydroponic technology was used aboard the Etemenanki to grow fruits and vegetables in large vertical aisles. Recovered yield reports detail how hierarchical rationing reserved the rarest of foods for higher-ranking crew members. Although the remaining food production facilities are unusable, a few intact storage containers were found by the team. Retrieving resources have been prepared for extraction. If we do this, we can then suck up the research. And, more importantly, suck up the people. That's right, we're going to suck those bad boys right up. So stop that. And concentrate on getting them cryo debris. You know what, food... I guess food wouldn't be a problem to get. Not that we super need it. You know what, we don't need it, do we? We just don't need it. We don't need the food. Leave it. Leave the food. Alright, now we can investigate the animal pens. Let's do that one. There's no more probe stuff around here, and some of these have already been cut off by the storm. We don't want to... I've already lost a couple of ships to that.
Ship team has completed a task.
Oh, good-o. Right, first things first. DLS center. Oh, that's... We got the total monitoring. Good. Good. That's what we wanted. That is what it is. Is there anything else we can do? The legislative... Right, so we do this. That's another +1. I'm kind of thinking, yes, let's grab that. Let's grab that, and then people will just chill the fuck out. Hopefully. We're using a lot of our... In fact, waste is not coming in fast enough. I think it's mostly because I've got the water treatment center here. So this is basically, if we have 50 waste here, this will supply the entire sector with water, which covers the food, which means we don't need the ice, which is good because we go through it quite quickly otherwise, but it is consuming a lot of waste, unfortunately. Okay, the team have followed the trail of yellow particles through the vacuum to another section of the Etemenanki wreckage. It appears to have been at least partially spared from the destruction we've seen elsewhere. The particles come from crushed and damaged flowers of yellow squash. A bed of these frozen plants surrounds a large bronze sculpture, a depiction of Earth, crowned with laurels. Many messages have been left in the sculpture, railing against the perceived enemies of humanity, Dolos and the Ashton Tanagites. A plaque at the base reads, "Against cynicism that kills hope, against madness which precipitates hell, to perpetuate the genius of humanity and the memory of our life on Earth. Jesse James." Blasting. And anyway, there is a compartment beneath the plaque in which a sealed time capsule was found. It seems possible to be opened. Open that bad boy then. I mean, they're not going to be using it, are they? Reactor, right. The Etemenanki seems capable of achieving two different types of propulsion. The intra-system mode propulsion has many similarities to Dolos EKP. Cross-referencing mission data reveals a number of matches to the encounter near Saturn during the Tycoon's initial test phase. The inter-system propulsion covers many of the basic operations of the Vol engine. Our team has noted the remains of numerous accreditation areas. Access to and knowledge of the propulsion modes seems to have been strictly regulated. The two reactors were damaged at the same time as the larger superstructure, and our analysis revealed traces of gluon particles. Okay, well, let's suck up that science. We're going to grab all of the cryopods, which can only be a good thing. Stuff those on a little cryopod thingy-majig. Debris. Right, alloys are fine. What are we making here? Yes, the chips, because we use a lot of them to make the batteries. I think we should be generally okay. Oh, because we've got 5.3 here. Okay, that's now fully charged up. There's only 3.6 though. So
has completed a task.
Good. So we probably do need another battery here, ideally. Right. We are going to inspect the engine room. Inside the capsule were toys and other everyday items. Several objects were an own purpose. There was a packet of newspaper clippings that revealed some of what happened after the Tycoon entered self-similar space. There was a total collapse of Earth's ecosystems accelerated by the moon's destruction. In response, the United Nations installed a totalitarian government of planetary surveillance to protect the population from eco-terrorists and the continuous waves of pandemics. They prioritised corporate practices that supported the environment and its preservation. Individual responsibilities seem to have become paramount. Numerous legal ramifications were implemented to counter any further acceleration of ecosystem destruction. In this time of crisis and guided by the government, society seems to have turned on politicians, extremists, immigrants, and conspiracy theorists, one after the other. They portrayed them as either scapegoats holding them responsible for 250 years of industrialization, market disruption, superficial societal practice, moral decay, and hyper-consumerism. The Etemenanki was to be a great arc, the global project that would save humanity. Only those deemed well-behaved in the eyes of the government would be allowed on board. The Ashtanagites, fanatics of mysticism and proponents of genetic manipulation, were left behind on Earth with the deviants and dissidents. Self-cleaning lubricants. Oh. Let us investigate the industrial zone then. This is a Tesla crew. The signal was transmitting from an abandoned subterranean complex. By breaching it, we have unfortunately allowed the corrosive atmosphere of P-38 inside. We'd estimate that the complex was built in the last 20 years. We do not recognise the iconography on its exterior. The technology inside does not seem human-made, and there are signs that it was once inhabited. There is still little time before P-38's corrosive atmosphere eats through the Tesla's hull and landing gear. We do not think we'll be able to explore the entire site, but we identified several places of interest. The command center seems like a sensible first stop, doesn't it?
A science ship team has completed a task.
The production area has been gutted for several hundred meters. The huge amount of floating carcasses has made it difficult for the team to differentiate between what is animal and what is not. The team did find several working cryopods and prepared those for extraction. Production seems mainly to have been galliform. There are signs that rarer meats were produced. The professor's team wishes to specifically note that they found a cryopod containing a dog. The owner seems to have decided the animal's life is more important than their own. The corpse hangs onto the pod. My heart. Okay, let's suck that science out, and more importantly, that dog. Suck that dog out. Off. Away. You know what I mean. Provide a new home for the dog? Kind of need to do that, don't we? Let's find a new home for the dog. We have to. We can't not do it. It just makes sense.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, let's suck the science out there first. Doing some little bit of research. What are we researching? I genuinely can't remember. Oh, more solar panels. Yeah, so energy is a little bit.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Little bit risky. So I was like, let's get some more of that.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, we have to be careful here. So I want to go and grab as many of the cryopods as possible. 178 there, 100 there. Oh, we're not even unfreezing them. Let's go for that. And again, I'm thinking... Let's turn that off for a minute. Let's get a mushroom wall. Because that'll help supply people with food. We could do another algae. I'm just a little bit concerned about our ice supply. So I'm going to be a little bit pensive. Could get a little bit more power. I think we're okay for power at the moment. We could actually go a little bit faster. If we go faster, that means we have to have less battery. So hopefully we won't run out of battery then, because we can move faster. That's my thinking. Less battery needed because we can move. Yeah, let's go with that. Right, Kruk. Oh, 100 research to suck up. Nice. The Tesla team managed to extract an intact data drive that was still installed within the center's infrastructure. The disk was heavily encrypted and a significant percentage of the data had been corrupted. However, the data was accessible had proven to be useful. The logs left behind by the center's former inhabitants are technical and precise. They suggest that authors possess an uncommon intelligence and acute sense of self-criticism. Strangely, the organised methodical accounts are occasionally interrupted with mysticism and spiritual remarks. These are seemingly present to justify the results of their Cartesian deductions. Okay, well, let's suck that science out, because that's a lovely big 100 there. Like that a lot. Administrator, I did not expect this decision. I would remind you that DOS regulations prohibit animals on board the Tycoon. I do prospect, however, that animals' presence may be good for the crew morale. Damn right it is. Right. So, the self-contained area seems to be the last event, so let's leave that for the moment. Trapped in steel and time. The industrial zone itself is devastated. Both factory machinery and crew are covered by flying molten metal as depressurized. Oof. As the metal solidified, grisly monuments were created. Sometimes all that remains of a body is a cracked metal shell. Cryopods found in this area have been either covered by steel or compromised. Our team was able to gather some information about the Etemenanki's production. The Etemenanki's engines were not supported by a PA or even basic AI. Instead, crew members were constantly monitoring, adjusting and repairing the engines and thrusters. Their living conditions were extremely precarious, and it would seem that many of them are either prisoners or rejects from the population on board the Etemenanki. Traces of writings found within some dormitory cells referred to genetic conatus and the Ashtinigites. There are records of several serious breakdowns before the final explosion. Crew members would work waist deep in coolant, some dying while performing a task within toxic substance. Those who refused were executed. Jesus Christ. The UN was the Imperium of Man. Okay, we've got science here. I love it. Let's suck all that science up quickly. Quickly! Science!
A new request awaits your attention.
Administrator. Inconsistencies were detected within a crew member's DLS records. After reviewing the data, I found that the crew member is actually a dog. A borzoi, to be exact. I have not discovered how it came to be on board. Its mere presence, it violates several health protocols. I will say that it does seem to be providing extremely beneficial for crew morale. A decision must be made. He's a member of the crew. God damn it. Finally, a stability bonus. Actually, everyone's fucking happy at the moment. Dog. +1. Dog. Like it. Alright, we got all that science. Nope, we're still waiting for 34 there. So that's the last one for that one. That's the last one for that one. That's the last one for that one. This still has 2. I'm slightly worried. What did it say about the, like, corrosive thing? Like, can we stay there a set amount of time, or what is going to go on? What's happening? Okay, here we go. So we're going to investigate the field operations area. Let's leave that for a minute. All right, should we just go ahead? We've got all the cryopods. That's what we needed. Right, everyone else, get back here. You're already docked, which is fine. Okay, investigate the engine supervision area. Investigate the storage area. It's a heat source. Cautious approach? Fuck it. Breach it. Breach it. We don't know what's in there. Okay, moment of truth.
Team has completed a task.
Okay. Team has found traces of organic matter and blood. Some of this was salvageable, and sample analysis revealed that several species seem to have passed through the area. All DNA samples showed some structural similarities to that of humans. It seems likely the complex was used as a test site for the introduction of species into P-38 ecosystem. The various integrity sensors of the crew's suit, as well as those of Tesla, indicate that it is necessary to repatriate the team. Right, okay, so I'm assuming that means we need to get the fuck out of Dodge. Upon breaching the area, the crew of the Professor discovered the corpse of a young soldier. Their diary indicates that they were part way through some sort of rite of passage when the Etemenanki was attacked. They found themselves trapped in the area with some engineers. There are signs of cannibalism on the remains of the few other corpses present. Further diary entries portray an individual sinking into dementia, blaming Dolos and the Ashtenagites for the misfortunes that had befallen them and for the loss of the Earth. The team has concluded this is a place of indoctrination for the surrounding production zone workers. Remains of a statue dedicated to the glory of the Etemenanki commanders was found, as well as some art pieces aimed at condemning the enemies of humanity. Okay, as long as we don't finish that, I guess that's fine. Oh, hello. The storage area seems to be the battlegrounds for a large violent clash. Workers attempted to repel an invader using small firearms and improvised weaponry. Apart from the cutting laser marks across bodies and containers, there is no evidence that identifies the invader. The large majority of the storage area seems to have been emptied, but after some searching, the Scopes team located a number of intact cryopods and resource containers. Everything has been prepared for extraction. And finally, the engine supervision area was mainly occupied by those of rank. Some had time to enter cryopods before apparent depressurization of the area. Analysis of remaining computer infrastructure indicates that the directives were merciless towards engine room workers. They treated them as expendable outcasts. There are traces throughout the entire supervisory district of hacking attempts. All ship computers dedicated to the engines and reactors were compromised, preventing the Etemenanki from manoeuvring and causing power failures throughout the superstructure. The Sensitives team has managed to extract remnants of the computer protocols that were used to do this. These fragments of code point to an author, the BMS. Relevant data has been sent to Tycoon's tech lab for more detailed analysis. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, it hasn't moved. This is good. Right, we're just going to suck this science up. And, I mean, there are... I think we can get these afterwards. I think, because there's a whole bunch... I think the storm keeps moving across. So I think, although there are a bunch of cryopods here, we can get them later on. Okay, here we go. We are going to leave P-38 because it says that we need to repatriate. So I think that's what we're going to do there. We're going to leave. We're going to leave. And we're going to leave. Okay, the fact that... Oh, right. Yep, okay. Okay, okay. Everyone, back, 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 back. Will you get back? I don't know. But it has uncovered this. So now... Fuck me, how would you have done this? I realised that the storm was moving whenever it something finished. So I had that sort of inkling that maybe that's what you need to do. But it feels like something you'd only realise if you'd done it before, or maybe early on. But it feels kind of gamey to do them all at the same time. But it seems like the sensible option as well. Right. So we have. Once we've got the last science ship back. There we go. Right, now we can head down to, I don't know, like the medical district wreckage? 4.1 cycles. I'll take it.